If you have a tattoo, you're a part of rich cultural history that dates back at least 5,000 years. Nearly every culture on earth has participated in the act of tattooing the human body, and we have been putting things on our bodies for thousands of years in various different ways. And it was not a certain group that started all this. It seemed to have so many places of origin that it's hard to nail down who did it first. Now the question is, where did the practice of body modification came from and how has its functions changed over time? And why do we call them as tattoos? The word is an Anglophilic modification of the word tatau, a Polynesian word used in Tahiti when English captain James Cook landed in 1769 and encountered heavily tattooed men and women. Evidence of the earliest tattoos can be seen on Egyptians dating from around 2000 BCE. Tattoos have been found all over the globe, spanning thousands of years, and is, along with cave paintings and pottery, the oldest surviving art form of the humanity. The exhibition at British Museum in London featured an array of mummified remains which have been analysed using scientific techniques. Among the remains on show in Ancient Lives New Discoveries is the naturally mummified remain of a woman, aged between 20 and 35, who is believed to have died around 1300 years ago. Researchers believe she was a member of Christian community living on the banks of Nile River in what is now called Sudan. Of her remains revealed she had a small tattoo on her inner thigh of her right leg. Curators deciphered the symbol of the tattoo and discovered it represented the Archangel Michael, who features in both the Old and the New Testaments. The another example, Uzi, the European Tyrolean Iceman who died around 3250 BC, holds the current record for the oldest body art with a whopping 61 tattoos all over his body. While Utsi has a lot of tattoos, they're mostly lines and seem to have been intended for medicinal use. They cover parts of his body where they had joints and spinal problems. And it's evident that the ancient Greeks had tattoos, and so did the Chinese, and the ink was for both men and women. Many instances of tattoos have been seen in the history. Crusaders got Jerusalem cross so that if they die in the battle, they'd get a Christian burial. Roman soldiers had military tattoos also. The most famous tribal tattooist is Van Gogh. Born in 1917 at 101 years of age, she is the last of the great Mamba Bagtok, a Kalingan tattoo artist of the Buzkalan region in the Philippines. Even India is not untouched with the art of tattooing. In southern India, permanent tattoos are called Pachkatuku. It was very common in South India, especially Tamil Nadu, before 1980. In northern India, permanent tattoos are called Godna. Tattoos have been used as cultural symbols among many tribal populations, as well as the general Hindu population of India. The nomadic Korati tattoo artists travel the countryside in search of clients, and the kolam, a design believed to ensnare evil beings, is inked on the bodies to permanently keep them safe and secure until reunited with deceased ancestors in the afterlife. The Munda tribe in Jharkhand, which values courage, uses body art to record historic events. Mundas thrice defeated Mughals, and to commemorate these victories, Munda men even today tattoo straight vertical lines on their foreheads. The Gonds of central India, one of the largest tribes, traditionally left much of their bodies exposed. The bare skin was covered with kokana, Gondi for tattoos, to ensure they looked decent. Another tribe, the Singapore of Assam and Arunachal, had distinct roles for each gender. The married women were tattooed on both legs from the ankles to the knees, while the men tattooed their hands. The unmarried Singapore girls were barred from wearing tattoos. Also prominent among the tattooed tribes of the northeast were the hunting Konyaks of Nagaland, who tattooed their faces to indicate the prowess in battle and hand count. Tattoos also helped in establishing tribal identity in the region besides enabling recognition after death in a war or fatal accident. So, tattoos has been and will continue to be a paradox, being extremely old and very young at the same time. Its origin can be seen in the old civilizations from Egyptians to the Romans, Chinese and Greeks. In Indian culture, the art of tattooing has its deep roots and even though controversial, will be a part of the world that we live in.